This week on the Storycraft Society, we're finishing up the CRAGMAW Castle set. Let's go. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Garmin, and this is the Storycraft Society, where we craft terrain into our stories. And I will tell you, last week I sucked at starting big projects. Specifically, the big project that I'm talking about is CRAGMAW Castle. And this week I am going to not suck at getting it finished. It should go without saying that I am definitely nervous to work on this project. It's one of the biggest things from Lost Mine of Phandelver, one of the most iconic set pieces, I think, in the whole adventure. And so for me, it was definitely nerve-wracking to get that thing going, but last week we talked about that. This week we're finishing it up. I started this week by getting it all painted up. Now I've got some clips here and there of me painting it. I didn't do anything crazy with the paint job, so I'm not gonna go super in detail on that, but basically it was just a dark gray, medium gray, light gray on the stone. The accent pieces were going to be in tans, and then I did the rubble with a dark brown wash to a charcoal gray, medium gray, light gray dry brushing, and that's what got this piece painted up and finished. Certainly I don't consider myself enough of an expert on painting to spend a lot of time on that anyway, and most of my paint jobs are just utilitarian. I am trying to get that done so that it just, gets the piece on the table more. The thing that gets me excited and happy to be working on terrain is the construction side of it. So I don't think anything is crazy there. If you have any questions, blow up the comments down below. I will be glad to tell you everything that I can about it. Now, with all of the things painted, we're gonna dive into getting into this adventure and what this video is gonna be about, which is setting up a set piece to get ready to run for your friends. Without any further ado, let's go. All right, so we're gonna start this with a little secret. All right, do you remember the cave stackers that we did, I don't know, a couple of episodes ago? Okay, well, those cave stackers don't have to only be used as terrain on top of your gaming mat. They can also be used under your gaming mat to make elevation changes. That's so stupid. That's the dumbest. But with the world's dumbest bit aside, that was horrendous. This is a really good use of cliff stackers that I think a lot of times goes unnoticed, which is you can take and set them underneath of your gaming mat to get all kinds of elevation change, but then you still get that consistent flat top that allows you to put other terrain on it. So to start this set, I would like my CRAGMAW Castle to kind of be up on top of a ridge. That's going to give the players a little bit more anxiety as they have to approach covering some flat land down below. So hopefully while I've been talking, there's been all kinds of B-roll going of me setting that up. That is the next step though. So now that we have the general layout of our battle mat set up, I'm not going to worry about the exterior of the castle until I have the interior of the castle finished up. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to pull out a couple of things that we've already made here on the channel. So we're going to pull out the stairs and the doors that we made from the Red Brand hideout. All these are going to fit into this perfectly, so I'm really excited. We've got stairs that go in the front entranceway here. They can just drop down in like this. And then we also have them that come in the side entrance here. We can get those all dropped in place, and then all of our doors are going to start dropping into the locations where they go. Next up, it seems fitting to outfit this place with all of the places where the goblins and hobgoblins will sleep. So what I'm going to be using is a couple of different things to do that. We're going to be using the beds that we made in our Red Brand hideout set. I will link all of that in the description below. Also, we're going to be using bunk beds. Now, these are bunk beds that I made that I have not shown how to make on the channel yet. But of course, if that's a video that you would like to see, definitely let me know in the comments below and I will be glad to make this video. These are super easy to make. they outfit a bunkhouse very, very nicely. And lastly, we're gonna be using these little bunk mats that I got in a camping set that I bought. I believe it might be the WizKids one, but I'm actually not sure. But these little bunks will be an easy place where you can just drop them down, and that can be a place for a goblin to sleep. So let's get that figured out. Next up, we're gonna be taking and doing our tables as well as boxes and crates and that sort of thing. All of this stuff I have picked up just kind of randomly over the years, and I feel like I'm doing everybody a little bit of a disservice because I can't point you in the right direction to it. But it's just one of those things where I would go into a game store and I would look through their, mini section on the wall and I would see these tables, or I would have a friend who had a 3D printer who would offer to print me some stuff, and I would just, go on Thingiverse and find some boxes or barrel files for them to quickly 3D print for me. But honestly, you can do that exact same thing. Just keep your eyes out and look for them. Makes great, great scatter terrain. So I have these little braziers, the stupid word to have to say. But I've got these little lamp sconce things, and they drop down into the map also. So I believe one goes here, right there. And another one goes somewhere. Boom. Over there. Nice. Moving on. All right, so next up, we're gonna drop a little weapon rack down in here into storeroom 5 because there's like a crossbow and some chainmail and stuff. So that will signify that to my players. And then also, we're gonna drop the little altar into the goblin shrine. Now, I'm gonna be real, I'm a little bummed, not actually bummed, kind of funny bummed, that when I made the statues that I gave away for my 100 subscriber giveaway, one of the types of statues that I made was actually this sweet orc statue. I wish I had one of those. I definitely could probably make one that would make this set be a little better, but it was one of those times where I sent that bad boy off and I wish that I had it now, because I don't have a cool goblin statue that would look sweet on top of the shrine. All right, we're gonna drop the tub in here to the bathroom. Very important. All right, and so the last thing that we have on the castle are these little doors. I got these from a game store. They're just made by WizKids. And what you can actually do is pull the bottoms off and then pull the doors out. So I'm gonna do that with both. Set these off to the side. And now these two doors can go here as my broken down doors in the front of the castle. Stoked about that. Okay, so now that we have basically the castle completely outfitted, I am seriously, seriously excited about how this is all looking. It's now time to work on the exterior of this thing. So now we're gonna back up and start kind of setting the scene with trees and various different rock outcroppings and stuff to get the kind of picture of what's going on around this in our players' heads. And so there we have it, our finished CRAGMAW Castle set. I am so stoked that I could get my butt in gear and get this thing done last week so that we could get this all set up this week. I have two things to mention. The first one is I built this whole bottom area, and I don't think I said it in the video, but I think it would be a really good idea for me to say. I was envisioning that there's like this whole kind of castle complex around CRAGMAW Castle. It's unlikely that they would just build a castle all by itself out in the wilderness, so I thought it would be a really cool thing to have this like courtyard down here with a couple of ruined buildings, because I would think at some point there was this kind of big massive complex that all supported this castle. That's where all that stuff came from. Definitely something I think is worth saying. The next thing is I forgot to put miniatures in the glamour shots. I don't know why I forgot. Well, actually I can tell you why I forgot. I was so excited by how this looks that I just totally spaced and jumped into shooting the glamour shots without it. So hopefully that doesn't ruin your experience of it, but for me, it just should tell you I was so excited by how this looks that it just totally slipped my mind, I guess. But that's what I've got for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you liked it, definitely hit that like button. Let me know in the comments section what you would put around your CRAGMAW castle. I think that story building potential of what goes on around a battle mat is just as important as what's in it. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way in helping the channel out, and you get to see this content every week if it's something that you like. And if you've hit the subscribe button, definitely hit the notification bell so that you know when our videos go live every week, which will always be on Thursdays at noon Eastern Standard Time. But that's it for this video. Until next week's video, I got nothing. I'm glad that it's done. Sad that it's done, actually, but glad that it's done. We'll see you next week.